Friday night. Here we are at the Pick Advisor and the Insider's Room. We kind of combined the NFL and college football show together for tonight's pleasure. I've got Right Cape and uh, AM Plus Money. You can find them at the Pick Advisor website, and you can find AM Plus Money all over the place. He's on lots of different shows, soccer shows, different sites. I don't know if you can throw swing a dead cat without finding AM Plus Money at some place. And then we got Joey Tron. He's in the top corner there. You probably know him from if you pay attention to the NASCAR report from the Insider's Room, which will be on again noon Sunday for their best. Him and Rye Cape's best NASCAR picks for the weekend. Like I said, we're here on college football and NFL. These guys are going to start out. They're each going to give you two of their best bets for college football Saturday, and we'll hit the NFL. So, Joey, why don't you start us off? What's your best two college plays for today or for Saturday?
Yeah, yeah. So I got Minnesota minus 2.5. Minnesota comes into this ranked number two overall on defense and offense. In addition to this, their rush defense is quite literally the best in college football. And last week, MSU averaged 1.4 yards per carry on 29 attempts against Washington. In addition to that, Minnesota's offense is currently averaging 554.7 yards per game. Michigan State's offense is ranked 60th and their defense is 61. Honestly, I don't see Michigan State being able to contain Minnesota. Minnesota has held their opponents to 7 or less in 2 out of 3 games so far this year, so give me the Gophers by a field goal on this one. My next play is Temple and UMass under 44 total points. These two teams are absolutely awful at offense. Temple is ranked 125, UMass is ranked 128. Throwing their defensive rankings, Temple comes into this ranked 18th on defense, and UMass is 74. So we will see a little bit of defensive play. So with that being said, I see a subpar competition between these two teams, and it going way under the total of 44.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I wish I could disagree with you on that Minnesota game, but yeah, I don't know. I know they're without their starting wide receiver, but to be honest, I think he could probably go out there in a wheelchair or on crutches and still beat Michigan State secondary. So yeah, I'm as much as it pains me, I kind of like that pick also. But but why I don't want to disagree because they consider I'm a homer, but here's somebody that I think will disagree with you. AM Plus Money, what are your two plays for Saturday?
Yeah, so Dan, I'm on your Sparty. You got to have more belief in your team. You said it yourself. They're a team that doesn't travel well. They were never going to go out to Washington and win that game. Washington, it looks like, is shaping up to have a really good team this year. I think this is a good spot for Michigan State. They're coming back home. They're going to be angry off that loss. They're going to be angry that they lost their ranking. And now they're going up against the Minnesota team. Yeah, Minnesota's 3-0 to start the season. But look at the teams they've played. They've played Western Illinois from the FCS. They've played New Mexico State, and they've played Colorado. All absolute garbage teams. I'm not buying into Minnesota just yet. I think they're a little fraudulent, and I think Michigan State's going to give them a little pushback here at home. I like Michigan State to win this game straight up, and I think they get the upset win here. So my second play is going to be on Ohio State. I would have liked it at minus 18 earlier in the week, but minus 19 and a half, minus 20, take it, whatever. Ohio State's going to crush Wisconsin. Wisconsin has a great defense. That's about all they have. Their offense is terrible. They put up a lot of points against a cupcake team, but that means nothing. Their first real test was against Washington State, and they failed that, losing that one as a favorite. I think they were a 17-point favorite in that one. Now they're going on the road to Ohio State. Ohio State, one of the best teams in the country. CJ Stroud is just going off. They scored 77 points against Toledo last week. I think this is a game where Ohio State's going to get it. Maybe Wisconsin holds them early in the game, but Ohio State's going to get out to a lead later on at some point, and Wisconsin is not built to come back from behind. Once Ohio State gets ahead, this game's over, and they're just going to keep adding on to that lead.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I don't know. I hope you're right about Michigan State. I don't know. All week I was saying I'm going to put a 10 star play on Minnesota. Now you probably talked me out of it. I probably won't. Especially now since I said that's my 10-star place. I probably definitely won't now. But
you know what, Dan? I always hate betting on my own team. So yeah. I don't know. You should never bet on Michigan State. in my opinion. I would
No.
never bet on the Arizona Cardinals, for example.
I'm usually good betting against them, but because I just got the feeling like I didn't like them last week, and it panned out. So all right, well I'll let you two battle it out, and somebody can have bragging rights about that game next week. Right, Kate, what do you got for college this weekend?
So I got Tennessee minus 10.5. Like AM, I would prefer to 10, but 10.5 is fine with me. So these teams are going in different directions. See Tennessee top offense. Their defense looks really good. And I feel like teams have figured out Richardson. He might be hurt too. Florida defense isn't that good. Florida needs to run the ball, and Tennessee doesn't allow teams to run the ball. I think Florida is going to have trouble scoring, and I think Tennessee covered this number easily. Also, fun fact, Tennessee has never been favored by more than a touchdown against Florida. So this is the first time. And for my second college game, I got JMU plus 7. This line has moved from 10. This is just a spot play for me. I think it's a letdown. App State is coming off 3 intense games. They went into overtime with UNC. Then they had the upset of A&M. And then they had game day at their campus last week. So, JMU is a great defense. I think they're undervalued because they jumped up from the FCS. But they've been exceeding expectations, and I want to ride them.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, on another place that I do some shows, I did give out Tennessee also minus the 10.5. Yeah, it's one of those spots. We're asking Tennessee to do something they haven't done in a while. That's beat Florida. But yeah, I think this could be their year, and that offense is really humming along right now. All right, let's move on to the NFL. We'll start out here with AM plus money. I don't see any Cardinals here, but I do see a Midwest team in the Packers, so you're sticking with that theme. So go ahead, AM.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the Packers here. This is one where the Bucks haven't been the same team that they were in previous years. They're really banged up. Tom Brady doesn't have a lot of weapons to throw to. Uh, Tom Brady doesn't look the same. I've watched him the last 2 games now, and it just looks like he should have stayed retired. It's like watching his own funeral while he's still in the NFL. It's the worst thing. I feel for him because I'm a Tom Brady fan, but he should have retired. He doesn't belong in the league this year. And, he's 2-1 against Aaron Rodgers in his career, but I think Aaron Rodgers is coming into this knowing that stat, and I think he plans on evening it up. Aaron Rodgers got to be thinking it's now or never. If I don't beat him today, I'm going to finish my career 1-3 against Tom Brady because I'm probably never going to get another chance to play him unless I see him in the playoffs later in the year, which we'll see how the season unfolds. But yeah, this is one where I know Sammy Watkins is out, but the running game looks really good for the Packers. They didn't do much on the road last time, but they did this last year where they lost their first game and then just went on a huge winning streak. So I think the Packers are going to get rolling. I think overall they have the better team here, and I like the Packers to win this game straight up. So then my next play is going to be the Broncos and the 49ers. I like the Broncos in this one. This is another one where, the 49ers look attractive because now that they have Jimmy Garoppolo back in the lineup, Jimmy G really makes this offense move. You can see the chemistry with the teammates. They all love having him there. But this is an interesting spot for Jimmy because he's never actually played an NFL game in his career in Denver before. So this is going to be his first time. He's going to have to adjust to that altitude there, and I don't know if he's going to have a great game. Russell Wilson now he's got to have a lot of pressure on him and answer some questions. 2 games now where they've looked really bad on offense. I think Russell's going to get it together here. And the other thing, Russell Wilson has owned Jimmy Garoppolo throughout his career back when Russell was on the Seahawks, and Denver probably has a much better team now than Russell had the last few years in Seattle. So I like the Broncos to win this one.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I agree with you about Brady. I mean, he didn't look the same when he said he was going to come back. He looked kind of sick. I think maybe Sal's been giving him subpar vegetables.
Not enough HGH is what it is.
Thank you. You said it. You said it. I'm the host. I can't say things like that allegedly. All right. All right, Kate, what do you got in the NFL this weekend?
All right. So for my first one, I have Atlanta and Seattle over 42. Both Atlanta games went over. The over total is 10-3 in the last 13 head-to-head matches between these teams. Uh, Atlanta offense looked good on the road last week against the Rams. They stayed out on the West Coast. I think they're going to have no trouble scoring. And I expect the Seattle defense to look more like they did in week one rather than they did last week. So I'm going with the over. And for my second game, I am going with the Cowboys money line. Dallas is 8-2 ATS against the New York Giants. Last 10. So public is split. We see the line fall in Dallas's favor. A bunch of trends I like. Dallas is 8-1 ATS in road games over the last 2 seasons. Dallas is 11-3 ATS against conference opponents over the last season. And they're 6-0 versus division opponents over the last 2 seasons. I think Giants play cupcake teams, and I think they're going to have their hands full with Cowboys. I think I think losing Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush does the same thing. Dak hasn't been as mobile as he was back in the day, and I think Cooper Rush he's pretty much the same quarterback. Their run game's going good. They have a decent defense. I think they beat this team.
All right. You heard it here first, people. Cooper Rush is the same as Dak Prescott. Don't know if you hear
Pick him up on fantasy right now.
that. I don't know if you
Pick 'em
hear
up.
that. Don't know if you hear that any place else in the world, but you heard it here on the Pick Advisor Insiders Room. All right, all right, Joey, you're hitting cleanup here for the NFL. What do you got?
All right, so my first play is going to go against Rye Capes. I got the Giants on the money line, minus 115. They got a home game against a division rival. They're introducing a new white jersey, and they're dubbing this game a whiteout. So when I think whiteout, I think of Penn State, and Saquon Barkley went to Penn State. So I'm going to back the Giants on this one. In addition to this, they were plus 200 against the Titans. They cashed that outright. They're minus 104 against the Panthers, cash that outright. And now we see them at minus 115 at home against Dallas. I'm taking it. I think it's a really good price. I'm willing to take the Giants here. And in addition to that, the Giants are off to their best start since 2016. So let's ride this trend until the wheels fall off. Could be on Monday night, but let's see. And the next play I'm on is a Detroit Lions team total over 23.5. The Lions through 2 games have a total of 811 yards of offense, ranked number 4 in the league. In addition to that, they have scored a total of 71 points across 2 games, 36 and 35. And that's tied for 3rd in the league. Never thought I'd say that about the Detroit Lions. Anyways, Vikings defense has allowed 844 yards and 31 points through these 2 games. I expect DeAndre Swift to play on Sunday. The coach said that he most likely will play. At least that's what I read 3 hours ago, so I'm sticking to that, and I expect him to play. In addition to that, Amar St. Brown, absolute animal. So give me the Lions over 23.5.
All right, good to hear. Yeah, break up the Lions. Amazing. But it's the typical Lions, man. No defense.
Yeah, but they score.
They do score.
Yeah, but they scored when they had Barry. That they always seem to be able to score. They just can't stop anybody, and that's unfortunately part of the game. Half the game.
Well,
all right.
I don't need them to win. I want to see them score 24
Exactly. So that's why I think that's a good bet. That they will score. That's for sure. All right, right. Why don't you break down your 4 picks for this weekend? Or not break it down, but just recap.
Yeah, I got you. So I have Atlanta, Seattle over 42. I have Dallas on the money line, even money. For college, I have Tennessee minus 10.5 and James Madison University plus 7.
All right. AM?
All right. For college, I got Michigan State on the money line, and I got Ohio State minus the 19.5. For NFL, I got the Packers on the money line and the Broncos on the money line. No need to take spreads in those games. Just take the winner.
All right. And Joey?
Yeah, I got Minnesota minus 2.5 at minus 120. Temple and UMass under 44 at -130. And then for the NFL, I got the Giants money line at -115, and the Detroit Lions team total over 23.5 at -105.
All right, sounds good. So, right, Cape. If people are going to Pick Advisor to check you out, what are they going to find this weekend?
Yeah, I actually have a college football play up for tonight. If you want to check that out, I have a college football play for tomorrow. I'll have a couple baseball plays for tomorrow. I'll probably add in some more college football. I might drop something for the Xfinity race, and then Sunday I'll have a bunch of NFL. I already have some in, and I'll have some NASCAR too.
All right, sounds good. AM, what do you got going over at the site?
Yeah, so over at Pick Advisor, you can get my Big Ten Game of the Month for tomorrow. You can also get 2 of my NFL Divisional Game of the Months. And if you like soccer, well, you're going to love Pick Advisor because I got Nations League all weekend coming.
All right, very good, very good. Joey, I know you're not a Pick Advisors, but if people want to just check you out, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Betting Underdog. I also post my plays in the Insiders Room Discord as well, so you can catch me there.
All right, sounds good, sounds good. Yeah, lots of, some good picks here. Obviously, your college or big whatever you said, your college game, Big Ten Game of the Month, or whether obviously it's not Minnesota or Ohio State.
No, neither of those teams. I love the Big Ten. I love the Big Ten in general. I do a lot of Big Ten stuff. It's what's closest to me. I have the Big Ten Network. It's a locational thing.
Right. All right, so all right, good. So check that out. Like I said, Joey and I know Right Keep will be on Sunday for the NASCAR show. Again, as AM said, check out the Discord. These guys are dropping picks in there left and right. And yeah, Right Cape, as you always say to close out the show,
Let's cash some tickets.
let's pass some tickets. Oh, and also probably Monday night, check out during Monday Night Football. Some of these guys will come on. Some other guys from the Insiders Room. We sit around and just have chats about the Monday night game going on, and just chats about anything in general. So if you want something else to do, if we're not the Manning cast, but there
We're
can only
better
be one
than the
Manning
Manning
cast.
cast.
Hell yeah.
There can only be one Manning cast.
We put them to shame.
Yeah, hey, we say things.
Bring it, Eli.
We say things that they can't because
Exactly.
we're not on network
That's
television.
right.
We have good
Dak
guests
Prescott
on the show.
sucks.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Probably see you next week. Good luck this weekend. Hope everybody has some cashes in some winners. See you guys.